Bing bong.
Sold it.
The thumbnail good. Kind of scuffed. Kind of ugly. Kind of really ugly. Unlucky. Unlucky. Ugh, it's ugly. Damn. Damn, it's ugly. Ah. What do we have here? Probably not much. Let's see. Is it 32 to go? 32 to go. So 32 to go, 68 done. Let's see. 68 maps done. Omen of Light, 40. Holy shit, man. Divine, 62. Fracturing, 8. Still same number of diamonds. Yeah, that's the updated count. Oh, beautiful. Ain't going too bad. Ain't going too bad at all. It's not working right. I'd like to have a chatbot, but I don't know how to make it work right now. Well, let's keep on going. Maps ready. Happy. Oh, not that one. That's bad. Riverhold, I think is good, right? I don't know what I want to listen to right now, if anything. Oh, what about Hoa? A little bit chill for now. Maybe too chill. Maybe a bit too chill. Let's see. Oh, that's way too chill. That is way too chill. No, I can't. I can't. It's too chill. Oh, Amanamu. Let's zoom up. And this is the worst Amanamu map so far. What the fuck? No loot. What? Actually nothing. No, I don't want to lose the lithium. Damn, man, are we actually gonna get nothing? There's something wrong with the map. Seems normal. Huh. Where abyss? Where be? What? There we go, at least one. At least one little moment of light. Okay, I'm not depressed anymore. What the... Why do these guys not die? What? Why delete him off here? Who cares? Boss doesn't drop any loot anyway. Three chaos in the first mob. This could be a good sign. I think. Ooh. Another Amanamu map. A lot of the loot dropping. We proc. Oh, we proc, baby. I wonder if this map can house almost 50 abysses, though. Is it almost, or is it actually? 46 abysses. I wonder if it actually is gonna have that. How many did we do already? Oh, two of them right there. Oh man. This is a nasty map. Some more potential builds on this one. Oh, many of them. Oh baby. About that, right? Oh. Oh. Nice. Can he come? Can he move? Still think. Banger coming. Oh, never mind. E-bind. Let me through. Fine. Whatever. Wait, I actually need to go through. Let me through. Come on, gay boy. Haha. No rago. No. Oh, that's so awkward. Can they come? Can they move? Oh, that spot is so awkward. Can you move? Okay. Oh, I'm gonna die. So awkward. Okay. Try doing this. Please don't kill me. I'm gonna die. I don't know what to do. This is so awkward. Come on, gay boy. Oh my god. Please, man. Hum. What do I do about these two gay boys? I need to go through. Okay, wait. Try to dodge through. Not possible. They can't move their stock. Can't even kill that guy. Does this work? It's not gonna work. Wait, what? That works? Maybe this guy's not stuck anymore? Bro, this is so gay. What do I do? He's really stuck, right? Come on, man. How did that work? Did the guy leached? That was weird. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Bada boom boom, 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 bada bop bop. Oh, we're done. It was a lot of abysses still. I don't think it was 40. It was not 46, no way. Still quite a few. Wait, I took 10 minutes? Well, I guess so. There's still a lot of them. It's 70 maps, 43 Omen, plus 2 Debino. Dois, três, quatro, cinco, seis, sete, oito, nove, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Frozen Falls is... yeah, it's good. It's a good one. Do I need to check my temple? I don't think... let's check. The temple. Okay, we got the Spy Master. We also got a guardhouse. We need these to die. So we need these to die and then build guardhouse here. Armory, guardhouse, next Spy Master. I have already a garrison. Right there. We do. Let's do this to make sure those die. It's not sure that they die, but it's quite probable. We need that to go. Yeah. Where mod? Okay. We gotta do this. Wait. No, yeah. That's correct. I would like to have Surgeon's Sword. Should have rerolled. Well. Put a temporary one like there. Where's bro? Who's hiding? Might as well re-roll. Yeah, I'm gonna boost that. I don't want to place much on the right side.
Unpredictable, as always.
What? Oh, this cannot drop any medallions. Okay, this one can. What do I mean? We don't do this. Do I have my limbs still? Yeah. Behind. Again. No luck. Oh, I want to see something. I want to check something. Trade. How many tablets can we find at 150 rarity? None with these settings. 3 div, 4 div, 5 div. Right. I really want to try doing a 150 rarity Waystone farm. I really want to do it. We may have to self-craft. $160? Oh. Oh, 160? Oh. Hold on. Maybe. Fuck. Smithy. What? Don't need Smithy. Divine. That's strange. No one's coming in today. No one at all. That's strange. Wait, no lock? Oh. Pain. Oh. Uro Motis. It's always the same one. We could drop anything from anywhere. Is that worth? I don't know. So which ones? This one drops. Drops. No. Yeah. No. Proximal tangibility in Temple is so cringe. Finally a lock. Divino. Divino. Here we go. Stop. Rocky. Very roll now. I wouldn't mind placing the path, the guardhouse. Should be rolling 3. Not good. The pistol's here, there. No. Running temple.
These temples always.
Guess I'll do the architect. No, maybe not. I don't know. Big Blue Boris. Read more comments. Read more of them. It's gonna be a very expensive upgrade to get though. Gonna need a lot of spirit on the helmet as a corruption. I'll be very expensive. Kirby. Hmm. No point doing this. Leave. Lock that. Gross. Norak. Norak. What is this? Norak. What do I place? Whatever. Wait. Loop bad always? Maybe. Then. Time for some news. What's some news? What do we have? Iran Navy confronts US warships. You designate IRGC as terrorist. 17 hours ago. Security's good, I think.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tusi TV. This is your global news channel. I'm Maya Tusi, and we are reaching the end game when it comes to the potential war and conflict in the Middle East, specifically in
Endgame
Iran.
IRL.
The Islamic Republic's Navy has now issued a warning to the warships in the Middle East, in the Persian Gulf and near the Strait of Hormuz. The United States are rallying the troops. Two more aircraft carriers have now joined the mission against the IRGC. The European Union have also finally decided to designate the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as an international terrorist organization, which means that a number of IRGC members will now be moving to the United Kingdom as their last safe haven in Europe. We are already receiving information about the IRGC members in the Netherlands,
United
and in
Arab
France,
Kingdom,
who are going to be moving to London. Of course, the IRGC
United
have a
Muslim
headquarter
Kingdom,
in London,
previously
and
England,
the
and
British state is
so
the only
on.
country left as a major country that is continuing to refuse to designate the IRGC as a terrorist organization.
Insane,
now,
man.
we're going to give you guys all the information on this, and of course, the latest videos that we have also received, and get your reaction in the live chat as usual. All right. first things first, we can now confirm that the destroyer from the
What a name.
United States, USS Delbert D. Black, has now
a great
officially
name for a
arrived
ship.
in the Middle East. This was, technically speaking, the second aircraft carrier, because there is a third one that has now also been confirmed. We're also just getting some breaking news. The state of Qatar and also Oman are now pushing behind the scenes to prevent any conflict and get Tehran and Washington to have a non-aggression negotiation. Of course, the Islamic Republic have already rejected President Trump's negotiations and a deal, which was a surrender deal, of course, and
Unconditional
the US are no
surrender.
longer interested at this point. But yeah, apart from this aircraft carrier, we also have a massive build-up that is continuing. More resources are now being added to the Middle East. So we now have the third aircraft carrier, or the carrier strike group, USS George H.W. Bush.
Man, that looks like
also
the size of the island,
the
man.
operation. Now, with
How
everything
big are
that's
they,
been
man?
going on,
I know they're huge.
especially the last day or two, especially right now as we speak, over the last few hours,
They're American sized, I guess.
We've
Ooh,
had-
Spymaster.
more resources being sent from the United States directly. So we've already had a lot of things from Diego Garcia, we've had a lot of things from the South China Sea and the Middle East itself, and some resources from Europe being
Middle
sent
East.
to the region. We have a lot more coming from America itself, and these are primarily, until now, were the air defense systems to, of course, defend the bases and the regional countries against the IRGC. But we are now hearing that bombers are now being sent from the United States. They are now on their way. Now, an update on the first aircraft carrier that we've been talking about for the past week. It's the USS Abraham Lincoln. It has now gone fully dark, or as we call it, dark in terms of communication.
Come?
It was difficult to obviously locate it earlier on anyway, but there is no communication now between anybody and USS Abraham Lincoln. That is, of course, planned. It's on purpose. The speculations are that the US military action against the Islamic Republic could be imminent, but there is no actual evidence to suggest that it will be
Looking
now.
forward to it.
But
Very
technically
much.
speaking, everything is imminent because the military build-up has been happening for days now. And I think what could be imminent is the United States being prepared for the Islamic Republic somehow decided to do a preemptive attack.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they have to be fully on standby when it comes to that issue. The U.S. Abraham Lincoln, we don't know exactly what's going to happen with that over the next few hours or few days, but the other two are slightly more visible. Now, the Islamic Republic and their so-called armed forces have now announced they are now confronting the U.S. in the region, near the Persian Gulf. They have now warned the United States that they will be closing the Strait of Hormuz, which is huge, by the way, and said that any military action would ignite an all-out war. Now, they've been saying all-out war for the past, well, technically it's 47 years, but definitely the last 2 weeks. But they claim to now be ready. If they decide to close the Strait of Hormuz before the Americans manage to block the oil, because the Americans seem to have a plan before actually attacking the territory in Iran, to take control of the Strait of Hormuz, the Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, all that area, and to seize the oil tankers and take control. But if the Islamic Republic decides to do that first and close the whole thing, of course the Americans will be provoked to take more action, and mainly because the Persian Gulf Arab countries are going to be furious because it's going to be affecting their oil prices. And even though right now the same Arab countries are begging all sides not to do a conflict because, again, money, they care about money. If the Islamic Republic makes the first move, I can assure you, MBS from Saudi will be the first one to pick up the phone to President Trump saying, do something about this. Because
Kill them.
It's still going to be affecting their oil
Finish
prices
them.
in general. So now we have the official warning from the IRGC.
What the hell is that ship?
Warning has now been issued to all the ships, including the US warships today, on Thursday, the 29th of January, that the Islamic Republic is now planning to do a military drill with the Iranian Navy that includes live firing in the Strait of Hormuz. Now, obviously, this is not a drill. They are saying this is a drill, live firing, but they are doing it in the Strait of Hormuz. They are basically indirectly have already started the operation against the US without calling it a war. You are completely
We're still not calling it a war. Come on.
But you're saying, oh, it's just a drill. So the United States, we're still waiting for the official response from the Department of War in America, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to be happy. But this has been going on for about an hour, over an hour. The warning that was issued by the Iranian Navy. We don't know the reaction because right now, as we speak, President Trump is holding a cabinet meeting in Washington. So we expect a reaction in the next few hours, couple of hours, from Pete Hegseth and, of course, the rest of the team. The Islamic Republic will now also be joined by both of their key allies, China and Russia. The three countries will be launching a joint naval exercise in the Gulf of Oman and also the Indian Ocean in the coming days. Now, the plan is to basically hold this over the weekend. So, the interesting thing about this is that every weekend they are terrified that the Americans might make a move, right? Every time it gets close to Friday, Saturday, they might come. So they decided to get a bit of help. They got Putin and Winnie the Pooh from Beijing, or Xi Jinping, to say, can you just come and announce that the three of us will be doing a military drill together? It's just a joint exercise. It's not really confrontational. It's just routine. Because if you guys are there, it might delay the inevitable. It might basically prevent the Americans from making a move this weekend, or at least for the next few days. There are some people who were panicking, saying that, oh, that's it. Russia and China are essentially joining the conflict directly. But this is just basically the Russian side and the Chinese side keeping their friends close, because they can't directly throw the Islamic Republic under the bus. Not yet. It's embarrassing for both Russia and China to abandon their friends so early on. But what they can do is just to show that, hey, we're still here. You know, what can we do? Well, we can't really join you in the actual war. But what we can do is, some posturing. So we could do some naval exercise if you want to for a few hours. That would be nice, right? You'll be happy? And the Khamenei said, fine, we'll do that. Why not? The reason for this is because the Russians are actually already prepared to be more defensive rather than offensive. They got Ukraine to worry about. The Russians are already evacuating from Iran anyway. The actual troops and the security of the Russians have now also announced that they are prepared to evacuate.
Probably someone else told them to do it.
From the nuclear,
like the Chinese or the Russians
in Iran, which is towards the southern part. The Russians are not prepared to directly, at least for now, help the Islamic Republic with the war with the United States. What they're actually doing is protecting themselves. They are running away. The same thing they did in Syria when Bashar al-Assad was falling. So while they are doing let's make an announcement that we're going to do a naval exercise, they are literally withdrawing their troops and their security and their nuclear staff from, for example, Bushehr. Which, by the way, when they've done this, they've also said that we hope that the United States keep an eye on us. Basically, don't hit any Russians. So I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure that's not really how it works. If you don't want to get hit, it's probably best for you to leave the country. But speaking of the outsiders, the European Union have finally done it. It took them about 2 million years. But earlier on, the European Union's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, announced that repression can't go unanswered. The EU foreign ministers just took the decisive step of designating Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist organization, any regime that kills thousands of its own people is working towards its own demise. Now, the European Union were not really that keen in designating the IRGC
There's a
as
but
terror
coming,
group.
right?
We know that. They could have done it years ago. In fact, they supported them. They gave money to them. The European Union, who've now been forced by President Trump, mostly because both Spain and France were still the last two groups that were objecting to this. President Trump forced them, saying you have no choice, you got to do it. But the rhetoric from the EU is interesting. They're saying, basically they're implying, we're only doing this, the IRGC is suddenly a terrorist organization because they killed their people. How? How is the IRGC killing their own people, making them an international terrorist organization? What makes the IRGC an international terrorist organization is everything they've done over the last 47 years. Absolute nutters, including killing Europeans. I mean, how many times do we have to go through the same thing?
Yeah.
They're not telling you the truth. They are pretending that they're doing this because they care about the Iranian people. Well, maybe you should also care about the European people. And for years and years, the IRGC have been targeting you and your countries and your nations. You didn't do anything about it, just because President Trump forced you, and our friends in Tehran are losing.
I don't know how that's not the reason.
We can jump on a bandwagon, as I said about 3 weeks ago. The only country left, major country left, that is refusing to designate the IRGC is the Islamic Republic's old friend, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. We'll talk about them in a second, but I'm going to show you the response from the foreign policy chief, Callas.
We are putting new sanctions on the list, and I also expect that we agree on listing the Iran Revolutionary Guard on the terrorist list. This will put them on the same footing with Al-Qaeda, Hamas, Daesh. If you act as a terrorist, you should also be treated as a terrorist. It is clear what we see, the death toll in the protests that were in Iran and the means that were taken by the regime are really, really severe. So that's why we are also sending a clear message that if you are suppressing people, it has a price, and you will be also sanctioned for that.
Suddenly they care, right? But the problem here right now is that the United Kingdom, and it's not, again, as I've been saying, it's nothing to do with Keir Starmer or the Labour government. This is the problem with the British state. The British state, including the Foreign Office and the Palace. For years and years, they, obviously in the 1970s, with the help of Jimmy Carter, US Democrats, MI6 decided to help the Ayatollahs take over. The plan was to prevent the Soviet Union from taking over Iran during the Cold War. It backfired, but the Americans immediately changed their mind and withdrew, and the IRGC declared war on America. Ronald Reagan came, everything changed. The British state didn't really change its policy. They stayed quiet, but they continued to support and work with the IRGC. The IRGC have an official headquarters in the middle of London, in central London, in Maidavale. Funded and controlled by Ali Khamenei from a bunker in Tehran. It's now been a few hours. Again, on Thursday, the 29th of January. We're still waiting for the British government to make up its mind.
Ugh, no law.
I have a feeling that the truth is...
Fuck, man.
The president will be forcing the United Kingdom to also do the same thing. But we don't know if it's going to be this week or next week. Now, the Iranian Navy have also, obviously, as I said, announced that their live fire exercise will be beginning in just outside of Bandar Abbas. So the Strait of Hormuz, which is kind of in between the Gulf of Oman and the Persian Gulf. There's a tiny section, which you can see at the bottom, the red bit. There's a port, Bandar Abbas, huge, very important, near UAE, near everything else. Bandar Abbas also had major uprisings over the last month or so, literally a month. Their live fire drill is going to be starting near Bandar Abbas, but they're going to be doing it from Sunday. So, but the announcement has been made now because they want to be able to close it from Friday to Saturday so that they could start it on Sunday. The plan, as I said, is to basically prevent the Americans from making a move. Okay.
Ibano.
People in Iran are not giving up the fight. More videos are coming, including this man who said, I'm not going to give up. We have to go out there. We have to continue the fight back. Let's watch this English subtitles.
بابا نرو اگه برات اتفاقی بیفته چی؟ چرا نرم دادا؟ دخت با خرجم نمیخونه از صبح تا شب دارم این سگ کار میکنم نمیشه مگه ترسی دارم که چیزی از دست بدم چرا نرم؟ مامان بابام جلوی چشمام دارم پرپر میشن هیچ گوی نمیتونم بخورم مامان من آرزوش منو تو لباس دامادی ببینه من خودم آرزومه فردا کفم پیچم کنن خاکم کنن چرا نرم بذار برم که حداقل شبا با عذاب وجدان نخوابم بذار برم که فردا اگه بچم ازم پرسید چی کار کردی نگم هیچ گوهی نتونستیم بخوریم بذار برم هر شب فکر این که دیگه داره دیر میشه تا صبح دهنمو داره سرویس میکنه چی میدونی چرا نرم خیلی دیر شده خیلی تحمل کردیم به اینجام رسیده نمیتونم من که میرم تو هم اگه اومدی دست خوش اگه اومدی منو فراموشم نکن حلالم
Now, in terms of the western side, as we speak, in Washington DC, there's going to be a big gathering. The United States, Israel, and the Kingdom of Saudi. The top officials and intelligence services are currently in the capital of the United States for confidential conversations with CIA and the Department of War. According to the latest reports, the IDF from Israel, the Directorate Chief, has been holding meetings on Tuesday and Wednesday with senior officials from both the Pentagon as well as the CIA and the White House in terms of a list of targets inside Iran. The intelligence assessment is now going to be shared with Saudi Arabia. My guess is this is primarily to keep MBS in the loop to do two things. Number one, reassure him that the security of his kingdom will be protected. Number two, to get him involved, basically. Not necessarily directly, but to get him diplomatically involved so that he knows, roughly speaking, not all the information will be shared, not even with the Israelis, because of course CIA and Mossad don't fully trust each other, but certain things will be shared. This is for MBS from Saudi to know, okay, the plan seems to be concrete, I shouldn't worry, the Americans will be reassuring us that everything's going to be fine, and it seems like perhaps there is also a speculation that the Israelis and the Americans will be sharing some intel, perhaps with MBS, that whether you like it or not, we now have intelligence that the Islamic Republic will be doing a preemptive attack anyway. So you can keep going around saying, oh, well, we shouldn't do war, but it's happening. Yeah, and we can't stop it. You can't stop it, we can't stop it, no one can stop it. So we'll find out what's going to happen after these discussions. But let's talk about the military mobilization, because it's escalating very, very heavily right now. You got now 4 more KC-135 refueling tankers and also the cargo. They are carrying apparently 2 B-52 bombers. They are now on their route to the Pacific. We'll find out where they will end up. The bomber call signs are TIP-SY-11 and TIP-SY-12. We also have various things in the sky. First things first, as we reported yesterday, the E-11A Bombardier is now in the sky. that is essentially the Wi-Fi. That's the ultimate communications tool. So it doesn't just protect and enforce the radio system, but also satellite internet, so that they will be able to communicate with each other and also fight back against any network disruptions by the Islamic Republic. So we've got those guys fully active in the region. We also have the WC-135Rs. These are the US Air Force use these, the Constant Phoenix, to locate and sniff nuclear. So it's for investigation essentially at this point, which will be quite important in the coming hours and days. We also have additional air defense systems, the THAAD systems also being sent using the C-17A Globemaster 3s. And so a lot is being sent, as well as, by the way, we also have the EA-18G, the Growler electronic jets. They're also being transported with the Pegasus. Now, one main problem is if the United Kingdom is no longer going to be sending anything else, because they've only sent a few troops from the Royal Air Force. If the UK has already done what it's supposed to be doing, are we going to get anybody else from the European side now that the European Union are on board? You might potentially see in the next couple of days, this weekend, some of the Europeans, including the French or the Danish, getting involved, even though of course Denmark currently have a bit of a problem with President Trump. But this is the bigger issue right now to deal with imminently. We'll find out if the EU will be acting, sending some sort of support, some sort of equipment, at least in terms of defense systems to protect everybody in the region. Now, at the same time, as I said, the US Air Force are now primarily using, we're also going to talk about the IRGC side as well because they are preparing. The US Air Force are primarily using the Globemasters, who are now obviously on their way, going towards the east. They left the Robert Gray Army Airfield, which is in Fort Hood in Texas. There were apparently some delays because of the weather, snow and ice and chaos. It's been an interesting few days, even in Texas, when it comes to the weather. This winter has been slightly difficult in the United States. But they will be carrying
confirmed, absolutely,
a lot of air defense systems. So these are the THAAD systems, or the terminal high altitude defense, the anti-ballistic missile systems and everything else. So I think once the defense part of this operation is completed, because I think the offensive part is already there in terms of, we might have some B-2 bombers last minute also going from the US, but once most of the defense is basically ready in the Middle East, we might start seeing some movement. But the Islamic Republic might be in a rush. Araghchi, the foreign minister in Tehran, has said several countries are presently attempting to avert the eruption of all-out war in our region. None of them are European. Wait for this. Europe is instead busy fanning the flames.
Good.
After pursuing snapbacks, the
Fan harder.
sanctions, at the behest of the United States, the European Union is now making another major strategic mistake by designating our national military as a supposed terrorist organization. I will correct him in a second, don't worry. Putting aside the blatant hypocrisy of its selective outrage, taking zero action in response to Israel's genocide in Gaza, and yet rushing to defend human rights in Iran, Europe's PR stunt mainly seeks to cloak that it is an actor in severe decline. That's true. Moreover, as the continent is certain to be massively impacted by an all-out war in our region, including the knock-on effects of surging energy prices, the EU's current posture is deeply damaging to its own interests. Europeans deserve better than what their governments have to offer. Suddenly, Araghchi and the Islamic Republic care about the European people. Now, there are a few issues. Number one, it does make a good point that the Europeans have been cowardice enough to not even get involved, and suddenly they're showing selective outrage. That's true. Second point is incorrect. He says they are designating our national military as a terror group. No, that's not what the EU is doing. The EU are designating
That's right.
the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps.
Yep.
That's not your official military, is it? That's the Islamic occupying forces. So it's best to tell the truth, Abbas. And then
Nah. He's
he
a Muslim.
says
He doesn't
Europe
have
is
to tell the
decline,
truth.
which is correct. But then shouts about something about genocide in Gaza. I'm like, you lost me. You lost me, Abbas. You were doing so well with your statement until you started chatting nonsense about Gaza. And now he's threatening the Europeans with the surge in oil prices. You do realize that President Trump already has the upper hand. He's using the same card against, towards Saudi Arabia, UAE, and the Europeans. The line is, it's very simple. The narrative is, look at the oil prices. It's already going up because the tensions are
Of
increasing.
course. Obviously.
And
right?
guess who is raising the escalation? Well, the Islamic Republic,
Yeah.
by preparing for war. So, whether we like it or not, oil prices are going up. How do we stop it? Immediate defeat of the IRGC. Then you could go back to normal.
Beautiful words.
The longer they stay, the higher the prices will get. So, the European Union have no other option.
It
They have to do it.
like
There's a spammer in the chat. Has now been banned. Goodbye. Speaking of the nutters,
mega lag.
it's not just Abbas. It's also
Stream good.
Pakistan. Yes. Shahbaz Sharif has opened his mouth once again. The president of the fake country has now said that I just spoke with my brother, President Dr. Masoud Pezeshkian of Iran today. He's such a weirdo.
What the
Dr.
fuck?
Masoud Pezeshkian. What's wrong with you?
Fucking
Be normal.
Muslims, man.
Come on, Shahbaz. We exchanged views on the evolving regional situation and agreed that sustained dialogue and diplomatic engagement are vital for peace, security, and development in our region. We also reaffirmed our commitment to further
inbred
strengthening
scum.
Pakistan and Iran fraternal ties through regular high-level engagement and institutional cooperation. Okay, Shahbaz,
What the
have you
fuck,
had a
man?
conversation recently with your people in your country? You do realize what they say every day, right? That
What did they say?
they want to grow up and destroy India. You can't talk about peace and security when you are training your children to become terrorists. You can't talk about peace and security and development when you are essentially allowing your culture to breed a new generation of pedophiles. You can't really go around
I mean,
talk
it's just
about
it's
your
just
brother,
Islam. That's what
Dr.
they do.
Masoud Pezeshkian, the president, when you have been working with the Chinese Communist Party to destroy the safety and security of the region. You have
What they
no
do.
leg to stand on. You need to take a shower and resign.
Take a
and
shower.
release Amir Khan. But that aside, one problem that we currently have, we have to go to Tehran actually. Let's go to Tehran. Also, I just said Amir Khan. I meant Imran Khan, not Amir Khan is a fighter. Imran Khan, release him now. Let's go to Tehran because the mayor of the capital in Iran, Ali Raza Zakhani, has now announced that underground parking lots, metro stations, anything underground in the capital will now be used as war shelters, but only for the members of the IRGC
Obviously.
and their families. Okay, now that makes sense. At least they are honest. At least they're not pretending that they care about the Iranian people.
Of course.
So if they're going to be using everything underneath the capital as their massive network of tunnels, well, it's gonna make things slightly complicated when it comes to the military operation. But at the end of the day, you have Delta Force to deal with. If the special forces will have to put boots on the ground, a few of them, to go in and blow up the entrances, then of course Israel could also come and finish the job. If you're all going to be hiding in there, then that's okay. But seems like they want to F around to find out. They're also preparing their drones. The only thing basically that's viable at this point for the Islamic Republic.
Hey, you can
The
pilot
commander-in-chief
drones
of the
from
Iranian army,
underground,
as they call it,
right?
has now ordered 1,000 strategic drones
What's the point of having drones
added
underground?
to the 4 branches of the military.
Come out, little rats.
Army Commander and Major General Hatami has said that the move will strengthen the rapid response and deterrence capabilities. Now, I'm not really sure they could call it a deterrence when you've already said that you'll be using these strategic drones to target civilians in Tel Aviv. That is not really a deterrence. That's not even self-defense. But if you only have 1,000, I'm pretty sure both the United States, well, the US, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, the United Kingdom, all these guys, I think they can tolerate that. You're on your own against a coalition of forces who are preparing the air defense systems across the region to ensure that your 1,000 strategic drones, none of them to hit. You can't do anything about that. The only option for them is to try their best to develop something very dirty, but very quickly in the next, well, I'm guessing that if they wanted to do that, they will probably already be working on it now over the last couple of weeks. But with the lack of leadership, I'm not really sure if that is actually happening. Meanwhile, the Islamic Republic have released a new video reportedly deploying a semi-heavy Fatah-class attack submarine. Oh yeah, the submarines are coming out now. Together with the Ghadir-class midget submarine to the Strait of Hormuz as we speak. The midget submarines are the ones that we showed you yesterday, the little ones. They're literally kids.
Any fractures?
And they also have the Fatah class, which are slightly bigger. But let's quickly go and see what they have prepared for us. So that's in the Persian Gulf. Now we'll also go to flight radar to keep an eye on the movements in the region, by the way. And let me just prepare this for you guys, and then we'll get your reaction live on 2CTV. There's something in okay, every single time I'm going to show you something. This is on flight radar right now. We have a US aircraft that people panic. Look at it. This is the US Air Force inside the Iranian territory, and people are going to panic. Everyone's going to panic. Oh my God, they've entered. No, they haven't, because that is a refueling tanker. And what you see, this line, the thin line, not the blue line, the thin line, that's the projected route. What is going to actually happen is that this plane is going to appear here, going to turn back towards the south, probably go back to the Al Udeid air base in Qatar. But right now, people will be like, whoa, there is a US aircraft right now inside the Iranian territory. It would be funny if he actually does go in, but right now that's the projected line. So let's have a look at that in a bit. And we also have a couple of other things down here. I think you got the UAE guys and US Navy. The US Navy, which one's, that's the Clipper, isn't it? Yeah, that is a C-40 Clipper, which came from Cyprus, of course. Let me just double check the other, not Cyprus, that's not Cyprus, that is, Cyprus is here. Came from Greece. I was going to say Cyprus is slightly bigger than that, but we also have the United States Army. This is the
Ibano.
yeah, the tiny ones. So that's not really a big thing. So they came from Jordan. They're just helping with the remobilization outside of Iran. Now, while we have a look at this one, we want to see when it gets updated where it's going to appear. It should be coming
my
back
God.
to Persian Gulf. Also, I love how Flight Radar calls it Persian Gulf, in brackets, Arabian Gulf. We can't just rename the Gulf Arabian Gulf. Clearly, the Persian Gulf Arab countries who use their Flight Radar. There we go, it's coming out. There we go, see? Told you. They're all complaining to the customs service at Flight Radar. There we go, so he's back. So that's normal now. The Air Force, US Air Force was not actually inside Iran. But we'll keep an eye on this for a second. Spicy Tune says, hit the like button, hit the like button. Good. Listen to him. How important will Azerbaijan be in the new conflict based on its capabilities in Iran and Israel?
Fuck is
So the Azerbaijanis
Azerbaijan?
have already basically
I actually don't
announced subtly that they will be helping with defense against the Islamic Republic,
73,
which is not going to make Tehran happy, but
71.
whoopsie, that's what you get when you F around with
too.
Azerbaijan. May God protect
9.
the citizens of Iran, and may the justice bestowed upon its oppressors be abundant. Keep up your great work, Maya. You are a bright light. Javid Shah, make Iran great again. We must email our local MPs, keep IRGC out. Yeah, if there's a proactive campaign in Britain by the voters and the taxpayers to put pressure on their MPs, we might have a chance to also force the British state to ban this terror group. But if people don't care in Britain, then they don't care. If they really want this to happen, then let them do it. It's all about the will of the people. The IRGC Navy reminds me of a nasty, barking little pet Yorkie in a corner facing an XL bully. A little bit. Will Starmer welcome the IRGC
Pretty
with
much,
open
actually.
arms into a 5-star hotel? Well, he's been making big promises to Xi Jinping in Beijing this week. So if President Xi tells Starmer that part of the new, because obviously Britain and China are now having a special relationship.
No good map.
That Britain is basically making a move against the Western world order. Same move that Mark Carney wanted to do in Canada, but President Trump
fuck is the
shouted at
Western
Carney, and Carney
world
said,
order?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not going to do it. But nobody's shouting at Starmer yet, so he's doing whatever he wants to do. President Xi could just basically say that, yeah, you got to protect some of our friends. I don't know why they don't just move to Beijing. Nicer city as well. Anyway, Caroline says, Tusi, your coverage of the current situation
Crazy
is
as
superior
hell.
to all of the mainstream media. Great job. Keep up the good work and stay safe, brother. Thank you so much, Caroline. And going back to the rest of you guys, the First Civil 100 says, I am so angry at the many traitors we have in power who care nothing for the UK or the people of Iran. I hope Trump steps in.
I feel
to
the
stop
same about
evil
right here.
we have in the UK. I do expect a bit of pushback by both the President and the European Union against Keir Starmer over the weekend. So let's see if the British state will voluntarily decide to also designate the IRGC, or will they be forced to do it. And I think the IRGC state TV are spreading more propaganda.
Of course. What they do?
Yeah, it's just their basic broadcasted footage. It's AI footage. I'm not even going to put the AI footage on this. They basically destroyed the US aircraft carrier, USS Abraham Lincoln.
What?
Good luck with that. With a warning that the Persian Gulf will become hell for the American forces. The thing
it's
is,
not.
if you idiots in Iran decide to focus so much on the Persian Gulf, you're going to forget about protecting the actual land, and the Israelis could literally go in and do whatever they want. I don't think these guys are thinking. I don't know who's giving advice right now to the leadership, the generals of the IRGC, because
It's
they're
just
not
bark,
the real
bark, bark.
leadership.
No bite.
The experienced generals and commanders have all been wiped out by Mossad a few months ago. Everybody who's now in
They're all
charge,
dead.
they were
All of
promoted
them.
last minute, and they were not qualified. So don't take them that seriously, but don't be complacent. IRGC nuts keep telling me that they are going to
This
send
is
me
a bunch of
to meet my
tiny little
maker.
chihuahuas
But they can
barking
try,
at the
but,
big Saint Bernard.
Don't worry about it. Will the US attack before allowing China, Russia, Islamic regime to do drills and close the Strait of Hormuz? Might not be a bad idea. It might be a bad idea, a little bit, because
Holy shit.
there is this very soft, mild Cold War with China and Russia right now.
Really?
Well, between the US and China and Russia. And I don't know if this will be worth it, because if the US are fully prepared, and obviously they're still sending things there, so they're not fully prepared. If they were, then we could say tonight they should make a move. Right now, look, make a move before the joint exercise happens between Iran, Russia, and China. But are they fully ready? Because that's a big gamble. You can't just start a conflict and say, well, it's fine, we're just going to bomb a few days and then wait for everyone else to come. Because President Trump wants this to be swift and decisive.
Yeah.
Get it done, get it over with, hit the leadership, get them out, done. But you can't do it if you're going to just delay and drag on the war. You don't want this war to continue for months and months, because that's just unnecessary. Got to destroy quickly. Never forget that Obama sent $1.7 billion in US cash stacked on pellets, and then again sent billions more to the mullahs when his puppet Joe Biden was president. Yeah, that's a lot of money that the IRGC used for the nuclear, for the proxies, and everything else that they've been doing. And none of it was used to actually build Iran, because why would they care? So thank you, Barack Hussein Obama. If I were in the Iranian Navy, I would be sweating bricks and seriously consider not going to work and instead hide out somewhere. That's probably a good idea. If you are part of the armed forces and not the IRGC, it's probably best to just call in sick. Say you got the flu. Oh, I got COVID. Oh no. Just do that.
I got
Probably.
ligma.
Isolation, self-isolation for a couple of weeks. It's good for your health. Stay at home, save the NHS. So when they're suppressing your own people, then the UK, the EU, Australia, and even Canada can be considered a terrorist state. But does that mean what Justin Trudeau did in Canada in 2021 with the truckers, protesters? That is a little bit terroristy, Justin. Naughty, naughty Justin Castro. The worldwide deep state in decline.
472.
Yes. The EU needs to start drilling for more oil, in particularly in the UK, Norway, and Romania. You expect these guys to have logic and reason. Not going to happen. So I'm just going to keep an eye on this section.
Because
Where is
they're
this going? Is it going
retarded.
to- yeah, it's going back to Qatar. That's the US
That's what
Air
he
Force
means.
one, going back to the
Sorry,
Qatari
I don't know if the next
air
area.
base in Doha. If you play adult games, you will win adult prizes. And the Spicy says, I've had bigger bowel movements than the submarines from Iran. Please remind everyone standing arrayed, they have a choice to boycott CNN, BBC, and such networks. In essence, all networks make their money by drawing attention. Yes, in fact, you shouldn't just boycott. You should proactively hate the mainstream media and instead support new media, especially 2C TV. You can do it by joining 2C TV Plus right now by scanning the QR code on the screen, or if you're already on your phone, then you can just visit 2c.tv. The link is also in the description. By becoming a member today, not only you can support our channel and our team at 2C TV, but you will get full access to our streaming service. You get all the documentaries, interviews, chat forum, podcast, original series, a few things, can't remember now. Anyway, just check out the website and you will get it. And of course, you get access to our 2C TV app as well. So go on 2c.tv. That was a perfect opportunity to do a segue, to do a promo. Anyway, what is it with the IRGC and these baseball caps and with such ridiculously long duckbill brims? Absurd. Yeah, because they just watch old school, like mid 20th century Hollywood movies thinking they should do that. I don't know why. Why are we so sure that Pakistan didn't already give them a nuke? Because CIA intelligence is extremely elite and superior. And also Mossad. Trust me. If they had done that, CIA and Mossad would know about it. Thank you for the super stickers. Will Crown Prince Pahlavi offer one more chance to the IRGC to defect? I highly doubt that. I don't think so. His message is already out there. I know who is giving the IRGC bad advice. Khamenei's least favorite son. Well, you joke, but that's true actually, because Masoud is now in charge, the third son of Ali Khamenei, because the first son, Moshtaba, is with the daddy, because he's the daddy's boy. And Masoud, who is Fredo Corleone, is now underground, giving orders, and the boy doesn't know what he's doing. What do you expect? It didn't serve. When Iran's leadership falls, who will be there to protect the Iranian borders from pro-Islamic forces from IRGs, from Iraq and Pakistan? Iraq and Pakistan. Imagine if Pakistan, you can't even kill the Hindus properly, try to infiltrate. If Pakistan decides to
Crazy thing
infiltrate,
to
you don't
say.
need anybody in Iran to protect the Iranian border. President Trump will launch a Tomahawk missile on Pakistan. It will slap
Boom.
him in the face so hard, Pakistanis will be terrified. The Pakistanis are already terrified of President Trump anyway. That relationship, they have to do what the United States says. Iraq is not a serious player. Iraq's problem is the Shias, which is like 5 of them right now left, and they are primarily here.
It's 5 too many.
So this is of course Iran. That's the border with Iran and Iraq. You got the capital, Baghdad. You don't have to worry about Baghdad, but this side of Iraq, the border, especially towards the southern part, here we got the Shias. These are already the Hezbollah of Iraq, or the IRGC in Iraq, and there is already an operation by both the United States and Israel to also wipe them out. So, it's not over until IRGC in both Iraq and Iran have been eliminated. So there's not going to be any threats from the Iraqi side. And of course, to answer the question slightly even more straightforward, which was who's going to be there to protect the border, the military. The military are not going anywhere. The armed forces always exist in every country, even after revolutions. So that's still going to be the case. No shirt live stream once the conflict is over. Yeah, I'll go topless, why not? I come to 2CTV for all my news. As a proud American, I am anxious to see this result. Thank you for being up to date and honest. I've learned more about history from you. Blessings and prayers. Thank you so much. Danielle, you have the same name as my wife. I don't always agree with you, but number 3. What was number 3? What? What? Okay. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on the developments in the region and of course the British government to see if they ever decide to man up or still surrender to the Islamic occupiers. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Maya Tusi and we are the media.
Next. There's one more. Iran government plane flies to Moscow. Assassination attempt on IRGC prosecutor. What is this?
Welcome back to 2CTV. This is your global news channel and we come to you guys with some breaking news from the Middle East as the Iranian government plane has now departed from Tehran towards Moscow. It should actually be close to Moscow now. We are going to show you on the flight radar and the live map that we have. Also, within the next minutes, within the next few seconds, we are going to go live to the Oval Office in the White House as the president is expected to make an emergency announcement. This will be the national address, presumably to talk about the economic issues, of course, when it comes to the Federal Reserve and everything else that's happened with the markets. cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, has been affected as well, badly. But we might actually expect him to also mention certain other things. So we're just going to go to the Oval Office for a few seconds to find out what the president is going to be talking about, whether it's the economy or other things as well. Before we do that, so while we are here waiting for our live feed from the White House, let's talk about what happened earlier. An unplanned last-minute flight from Tehran to Moscow. So this was around about 3 hours ago, around 6 p.m. UK time. This flight, and we're just going to basically put it on fastest speed. It left the capital, as you can see on the top left. This is the Mirage Airlines of the Iranian government, official government plane. There are some speculations as to who might be on the plane, but we don't have the confirmation on this. But it could potentially be the Secretary of the National Security Council, as Ali Khamenei's Security Council. So this is basically the plane went up and went over Azerbaijan. And I think we're just going to go and see if it reaches Moscow or if it's still, because this is obviously behind. Well, we are catching up on time now to figure out whether it's still on its way or not. And obviously we're waiting for the White House as we speak. There we go, getting closer to Moscow. It should be landing there. I think it's probably landed now or just about to, because we're reaching, it's now 9 p.m. Getting close, getting close. Are we going to see the landing? Yep. And it's landed. Yep. So, oh, it's still flying. It's getting close. So now we are live. We're now officially live, I think. There we go. Go away. And it's currently here. There we go. It's about to land in Moscow as we speak. And as I said, there are some speculations as to who might be on the plane. Again, they didn't make this announcement because this was not arranged. This was a last-minute emergency flight. Ali Larijani is one name. Is essentially at this point the number 2 inside the Iranian, the Islamic Republic.
Kill them.
The Islamic regime of Iran. He's the secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council. And his family, some of them, including his children, live in the West. And it's not really a surprise. That's what they do. While their mummies and daddies are oppressing the Iranian people inside the country, the children of the IRGC are enjoying life. Now, President Trump made the announcement earlier during the cabinet meeting that he has now concluded that the airstrikes on the IRGC would not be enough, would not bring down the regime. Therefore, we are now expected that the first wave of attacks will be on the nuclear facilities as well as the ballistic missiles. But that's just the first phase. And of course, this is not really a confirmation of military strategy. This is just what they are briefing to the media. They might change their mind. It might just be a bluff. But it's likely that they would hit, especially the ballistic missile program first, because that they need to paralyze that in case the Islamic Republic plan to do any sort of attack on the state of Israel. We are still waiting for the White House, by the way. And
never seen that.
See if we have any updates. They tend to be quite late every single time. I had a feeling, I thought they were going to be early this time, but they're not. But we also have the update from Karaj. Earlier on, there was a report that came out online, then we had to verify this, about a drone attack in the city of Karaj, to the south of it. We then had to actually double check this, so we have now verified this. Three separate sources have now confirmed that there was an attack, what appeared to be a drone attack, and this was in Karaj, hitting the residence of the IRGC prosecutor in the area. Despite the initial rumors Apparently, he has not been eliminated. So that's what we got earlier. That's the building. The Islamic Republic have now responded saying that the prosecutor is still alive and he has not been harmed. We did get some intel in terms of the location of this attack. And of course, there's a lot of speculations as to who could be behind this. Let's not forget there's a lot of Iranian activists who have a bit of a vendetta against the justice system of the IRGC, especially after the recent show trials and the kangaroo courts. So it could be anybody really, with anybody with a drone or explosives. But Mervila, in the south of the city of Karaj, was the main target. And this is near the Madar Square in Mervila, and that's that info. And of course, the fact that the prosecutor is still alive, it could also mean that this might have been a work of an amateur rather than, for example, Mossad operatives, because they tend not to miss. If they want to hit you, you are gone. So there are a lot of planes. There's a lot of groups that would be targeting the IRGC leaders and prosecutors, obviously nuclear scientists, so many different types of individuals in Iran. And my guess is this probably was not necessarily a Mossad operative. This probably was just an Iranian activist. They have underground cells right now to fight back against the Islamic occupation. We'll get more information on this, of course, to get the confirmation that the prosecutor is actually still alive. According to the regime, he's fine. Nothing has happened to him. This was just an assassination attempt. But the army spokesperson, Mohammed Akrami, has also spoken out, saying that if President Trump thinks that he can carry out a quick operation and then tweet two hours later that it's over, there is no such thing at all. The war of words is escalating massively, this time actually from the Islamic Republic side, not even President Trump, which is fascinating. Let's quickly go to Mohammed Akrami and see what he had to say.
طرح‌های ابلاغی در واقع به این صورته که ما دیگه تعللی در پاسخگویی دشمن نداشته باشیم. در گذشته به هر حال طرح‌ها متفاوت بود، باید ارزیابی‌هایی صورت می‌گرفت، دستوراتی صادر می‌شد، ولی الان دستورات صادر شده، طرح‌ها تدوین شده، ابلاغ شده برای سناریوهای مختلف.
They want to remain calm as well.
دشمن میتونه و امکانش هست که در واقع اونها رو عملیاتی و اجرا کنه. ما برای سناریوها پاسخ مناسب و متناسب.
So yeah, that is essentially the narrative right now coming from Iran, that even if you try to do, I don't think President Trump at this point wants to do a quick slap, because he could have done that about 2 weeks ago. He called that off. But they really want to say that even if you do a tiny hit, then we will hit back. So if they want to do that, then as I said before, that is a suicide mission. Now let's go to Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War. During the cabinet meeting, he also spoke out about the Islamic Republic. The Americans obviously want to also be seen as this is like a game of counter chicken. So not like a normal game of chicken, it's a counter chicken, where the Americans have now cornered the Islamic Republic by saying that, hey, you can still talk to us, you know. Do you want to make an exit deal? You know, some sort of surrender deal? Obviously, the Islamic Republic this time around said no. But Pete Hegseth once again mentioned that and said that, well, we are ready.
Well, Mr. President, you had to, like so many other cabinet members have referenced, rebuild the perception of America. And at the Department of War, that meant reestablishing deterrence.
Ooh, nice.
What happened in Afghanistan, what happened in Ukraine, a war that never would have occurred, what happened on October 7th in Israel, never would have happened under President Trump. So as a result, we're having to rebuild how our enemies perceive us. And when President Trump said, we're not getting a nuclear, Iran, you won't have a nuclear bomb, he meant it. And we sent those B-2s halfway around the world, and they never noticed. When he said, we're not going to tolerate trafficking drugs anymore in our hemisphere, we treat them like the Al-Qaeda of the Western Hemisphere, he meant it, and we're executing that. When you said, Mr. President, we're securing the border, the military was proud to do their part alongside Homeland Security to do that. Same thing with Iran right now, ensuring that they have all the options to make a deal. They should not pursue nuclear capabilities, we will be prepared to deliver whatever this president expects of the War Department, just like we did this month. No other military in the world could have executed the most sophisticated, powerful raid, not just in American history, I would say in world history. What those men did going downtown, another country, the most secure place in the most secure base in the middle of the night, without anybody knowing until those simultaneous bombs dropped 3 minutes before the helicopters dropped. No other country could coordinate that. No other president would have been willing to empower those warriors that way, to be that effective.
This is some good
and
stuff,
that
guys.
sends
Very
a message
good.
to every capital around the world that when President Trump speaks, he means business, and we are reestablishing deterrence at the War Department.
Yeah.
Mr. President.
Thank you. Great job you're doing.
So the position's still the same from the American side. From the Islamic Republic, it's completely changed because they've been cornered massively over the last few days compared to the 12-day war just before that. Because just before the attacks on the Islamic Republic happened, both sides were playing the same game of, yeah, we're talking, yeah, everything's fine. And in fact, it was President Trump who was basically saying, yeah, we are very close to a deal. The Islamic Republic are very keen, and then they then just hit. This time round, the IRGC decided not to take that bait. So they were the ones initially over the last day or so saying, we're not talking. It's done. It's over. We're not accepting the surrender deal. This is a terrible idea. We are ready. Although the last couple of hours, the vice president of the Islamic Republic has also come out to say, yeah, we're not talking. But we won't hit. If you hit, then everything changes. If you don't hit, maybe. Now, this is getting really weird because the messaging is very mixed from the IRGC side. For example, when you look at the situation with the foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, that we've been obviously talking about him a lot in recent days, Araghchi today held separate phone calls with different type of countries essentially begging for something. We don't know what it was begging, but it was begging. Because these countries included Qatar, Egypt, UAE, Pakistan, Oman, and Turkey. Now, they're not all in the same category. What was he talking about if this were the same conversation, right? Because, so you got Qatar in their own league, because they are basically IRGC's main ally in the region. Then you got Egypt, who are just a little bit dodgy. Then you got UAE.
A little bit.
UAE don't really like the Islamic Republic, not really, frenemies. They also have a problem with Qatar because of Muslim Brotherhood. Then you got Pakistan, makes sense. And then Oman. And then the member of NATO, Turkey. The fact that they mentioned that these phone calls happened is fascinating. Because earlier on,
What the fuck is NATO?
two of those countries,
Turkey and NATO.
that's Qatar and Oman, tried their best to talk to both
I don't feel like the
President
Ottomans
Trump
should be
and
in
Ali
NATO.
Khamenei to get them to agree to not attack each other. Both Khamenei and Trump rejected that. So Oman and Qatar failed in their fake attempt to mediate, basically. By the way, no update from the White House yet, so we're still waiting as well. Not really sure what's going on there. A little bit dodgy now at this point, 13 minutes late. Usually about 5 minutes late, but the president is very late now. So these guys failed. But the phone call, the phone calls that Abbas Araghchi was making was happening during that period. So it wasn't necessarily after. Now we don't know what the plan is. We don't know what they're playing at. But Pakistan are basically saying, yeah, we'll defend the Islamic Republic. Sure, you can't even defend yourself. But you know, if you're going to think that, you can try to think that. But the others, we're not really sure exactly what they will be doing. That the Islamic Republic propaganda mouthpieces, including Ali Reza Rafaipour, who is a pro-regime spokesperson, has a message to the Zionists. Oh, Ali Reza has a very, very important message to Israel. A very confident message. Oh, Jews, don't poke the bear. Let's watch this insane rant with English subtitles.
حرفم اینجا داخل پرونده به صهیونیستا بگم آخه شما
Oh,
فرض
he looks so menacing.
فرض محال خوبه مثلا بذار حال کنید با این حرفا خوبه فرض کن نظام سقوط کرد. آخه احمقا این پاسدارا نظام سقوط کنه موشکاشون رو تحویل میدن به یه مثلا حکومتی که با شماها رفیقه، میگن ببخشید ما دیگه تو جمهوری اسلامی کلی زحمت کشیدیم، هزاران موشک درست کردیم، شهرهای موشک دو دست تقدیم میکنن. یا به نظر شناختی من دارم که این حالا شما حتما شناختایی دارید که میگن داداش ما قبل رفتن بذار اینا رو تخلیه کنیم با هدف همون جغل جایی
That tiny
که
territory
گرفتیم.
you've been occupying.
خب که اونجا شخم بزنن دیگه
Hey, you know what?
تا
I don't think
سالها
this
موجود
guy's a
نداره اونجا زندگی
good guy.
بکنه. خب
I'm just getting that
یا
feeling.
اینجوریه.
For some weird
ما
reason.
چی فکر کردی در مورد ما؟ با یه جا توی کن سخنرانی گفتم بابا برید خدا رو شکر کنید که 7-10 میلیون آدم تو این جمهوری اسلامی درگیر جمهوری اسلامی هستن.
76 fine.
خب اینا اگه درگیر جمهوری اسلامی کار نظام بشه بیکار بشن که فقط به قدس فکر میکنن، به آزادی قدس.
Hang on. Let me get this right. At the end, he was saying, well, it's actually in your interest because if we are not focusing on Iran, if we are basically, you were kicked out, we are going to come and destroy Israel and liberate Jerusalem. Your own professional proxies, Hamas and Hezbollah and all the others, have failed to do that. You think you're going to be able to do that?
Who is that talking anyway?
With mummy issues? Really? Okay. Well, if... Meanwhile, the most important update during this major
Oh,
update
here
is
we
this.
go. Oh, fuck,
This
that
is
was so
very
fucking
underrated
hot.
and underreported. The United States have just flew
Oh, shit.
the MC-130J.
Oh my
This is,
Jesus.
the Commando 2 aircraft.
Oh my
Essentially,
God,
they're
what
from
is
the
going
UK
on?
to Azerbaijan.
Blessed map.
Essentially, what this is that this aircraft was developed for infiltration and exfiltration. So,
Didn't broke.
if you want to extract somebody using US Special Forces, you use this. Now, it's a very specialized multi-mission combat transport, essentially. So there's going to be a lot of people on that plane right now. And refueling tankers operating exclusively also by the US Air Force nearby. It's modified, and apparently they did say it's a variant of the Super Hercules, the C-130J Hercules thing
Super
that they
Hercules.
have, which is also a massive,
The hell is that?
major aircraft that manages to take in special forces. That has now arrived in Azerbaijan from the United Kingdom.
Azerbaijan.
Now we can speculate, but you don't bring that thing in unless you have a plan. Last time we saw something like this with special forces. Maduro got picked up and was sent to New York. We can't guarantee that they would
Yeet.
successfully, for example, extract
Plus one
Khamenei.
president.
But these guys have a very special set of skills. They're not your random soldiers. So I'm not really sure what they're planning, but they've also landed it in Azerbaijan, to the north of the Islamic Republic. And somebody in the live chat, it's fascinating, says, well, don't tell the regime, as if I'm the only one with somehow inside information to a secret live map of this aircraft. No, I can assure you, darling, the Islamic Republic are keeping a very close eye on what is going on in Azerbaijan. They have their trackers, they also have the public live maps as well. Everybody's keeping an eye on this. Everybody's talking about this now over the last few minutes. It's important. Now, Prime Minister Netanyahu, as we speak right now, tonight, is conducting a security assessment with top officials. What they call this is a limited cabinet. Essentially, not everybody was invited, but the top figures of the Israeli government, as well as the officials, IDF and all the others, are now in the meeting to have a secret assessment, essentially. So we'll find out what the Israelis are also planning in terms of self-defense, because obviously they're expecting the Islamic Republic to go a little bit insane and hit Tel Aviv. But the Islamic Republic are not doing too well because Iran is collapsing as a country, economically, financially, on every level that you can think of. Banks At this point, you could probably call this a banking crash, because they voluntarily shut down the ATMs and cash machines during the uprising, since the uprising started. Their own currency collapsed. Now the banks are struggling with the cash crunch, because there are a lot of customers who are going to banks, to the different branches, to try to pull their money out. As you do. When there's a crisis, you try to take your money out of the bank. But they're not doing that. They're not giving people's money. They, earlier on, they imposed a limit, which was about 30 million real per customer. It's nothing. 30 million is like, I don't know, £5, right? And it's about $18, so £15, $18, £15, something like that, right? But they've also stopped the limit. They're just not giving people their money. So I'm not really sure what they're thinking, if they think this is going to bring some level of stability, but they're running out of money themselves as well. Everybody is suffering, including the regime. Meanwhile, 8, yes, you heard it correctly, 8 US destroyers, as well as an aircraft carrier, are now positioned in the Middle East. Now, in case you're wondering how big this is, that's about 756 vertical launch system missile cells, or VLS missile cells that go up, ready to strike, or also to be used as defense against the Islamic Republic's retaliation, because a lot of them, including USS Delbert D. Black, is located near Saudi Arabia and Egypt. They are clearly having a more defensive role. And of course, USS Roosevelt, more defensive, right next to Israel. But you got USS Abraham Lincoln, to the bottom right, near the Gulf of Oman, just outside of Oman, and all the others as well. 8 US destroyers right now positioned near the Middle East. This is absolute insanity right now. So if the IRGC think that they can take out these guys, well, there's going to be more deployment, more reinforcement. You can't last against the American empire. But they will try their best to do as much damage as possible, not necessarily to the American troops, but to Israel, because their main aim is to wipe out the Jewish nation.
Yeah.
But now they've been busy wiping out the Iranian people. We are getting some unconfirmed reports.
Although flight.
Some claim came from inside Iran, from the government, not fully confirmed by the officials, but one official basically said that the number of people that have been killed could be closer to 75,000. Now, again, there are a lot of crazy numbers being thrown away. It could be 75,000, it could be 60,000, it could be 100,000. But any official figure coming out of the Islamic Republic, you kind of have to multiply that by a number, because they would be playing it down. One of these guys, who is still fighting back despite the massacre, is one of the famous Iranian footballers, Mehdi Qaidi. Now, he literally right now, as we are getting close to the direct conflict, he decided to publicly back the Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi as the opposition leader, and he started following him on Instagram. That's a very brave thing to do. He's no longer going to be being part of the Iranian national team to the World Cup, which will be this coming summer. Now, obviously, at this point, the way things stand, the Iranian national team will probably not go to the World Cup because it's in the United States, unless the regime changes before that.
Yeah.
Then there is a possibility that you're going to see the new Iran, the new national team with the new flag, which is the old flag,
Beautiful
going
flag.
to the US, which will be extremely symbolic and beautiful and powerful. But for now, these guys are fighting back. Now, the Americans, the support from around the world continues to increase, while the liberals are attacking the Iranian people for wanting freedom. while some of the leftists, most of the leftists,
So they
are
usually do.
essentially defending the Islamic Republic, and some of the blue states in America, Texas stands out. Texas, the education system in Texas, is doing a good job. This is Tompkins High School
What are they doing?
in Katy, Texas. The school children showing support to the Iranian Revolution. Go. Free Iran. This is the high school, Thompson High School. Now, God bless Texas, by the way. Having said that, the IRGC are very busy.
Come on, buddy, move.
You have to be terrified. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Special Forces are holding training
Move.
to defend against
Move.
the Islamic aggressors, the American aggressors. Oh, that was a Freudian one. If you would like to see some inside footage from the training of the IRGC, let's watch. This is the funniest thing ever. Now, look at the guy on the left-hand side. Just keep your eye on the guy on the left. Trust me on this. Wait for it. Ouch. Can we go back to that last bit?
This motherfucker gonna move? Man,
And-
come on.
Oh! Ah, that hurts.
Move.
He's still down. Oh no. Well, he's not going to
Ain't
be able
gonna
to have any more Muslim babies. Whoopsie. But, I mean,
Oh well.
what was that about? Who thought that would be a good idea? Why
guy's
would you
mega
stand
stuck.
behind a guy who's going to get hit with a stick? Are you kidding me with this? The level of IQ or lack of IQ is astonishing. So, be very, very terrified, guys. It's happening. The Islamic Republic is coming. All right, let's go back to, go away. There we go. Let's go to, oh, that plane has now landed officially in Moscow. The Iranian government plane has now landed. And we can now go back to our live map. Oh my God, what an app.
Hold on. Gabby. Oh. Didn't pause. Back.
Absolute mess. Anyway, what do we have? We're waiting for President Trump as well. And at this point, I'm not really sure what's going on because he's now almost half an hour late. What is he? What is this announcement? Because I assume this is going to be the Oval Office address. It's going to be about the economy. Surely it's not going to be, unless it's going to be making the announcement of the new head of Feds. So that would be, is he picking someone last minute? But he's now currently 28 minutes late. So I'm not really sure what the president is up to right now in the White House. Hit the like button, you fantastic lunatics.
Fall.
Don't call them lunatics. They're not going to like it now. Thank you. Love you. And didn't know there are so many common words between Parsi and Hindi before. Realized it after hearing your favorite revolutionary song. Yeah, there are some old school names.
Or above
Pretty
chance.
sure both languages have the word
More
dunya
likely.
in it, which means the world or life.
Zawarudo.
I don't know.
That's
Should
Japanese.
mean the world. Yeah, the world. Yeah, brain doesn't work. Dear, my greetings from Malta. Is President Putin Islamist supporters? Well, President Putin is Khamenei's biggest ally. So yeah, he's not an Islamist supporter. He does have a lot. He does have a lot of Islamists in Moscow. There's a few million of them who just every now and then block the roads and pray in public instead of going to the mosques. They have the hundreds and thousands of mosques they have in Moscow.
Fucking retards, man.
But yeah, when it comes to geopolitics, it's not like normal people. The way normal people see things is black and white. So it's like, are you a Christian or an Islamist? Or are you an Islamist or are you not an Islamist? That's not really how it works in geopolitics. It's the same with China. China are very close to the Islamic Republic, but they kill Muslims, the Uyghurs, in China. It's not really being a friend of Islam or not being a friend of Islam. That's not really how geopolitics works. It's about alliances.
No one is a friend of
so,
Islam. Not even Islam.
Putin and these guys on the
They fight among
Shia, not because they are
themselves
Shia,
too.
but because the Shia side are against the Sunni side. And strategically, especially when it came to Syria and Iraq, it was about who controls the main interests and who would help China and Russia build their empire in North Africa, in the Middle East, against the American empire. Would you please turn on closed caption for all your videos? That's not how it works with live streams. It's not me turning anything on and off. It's not like a fridge. That was a terrible example. Like a switch. We're live. When it's live, it doesn't have closed caption. After the live stream is finished, after a few minutes, I think it's about an hour or half an hour after, YouTube uploads the recorded version of this, and then it automatically adds the closed caption. I hope that helped. Someone's needed it. Thanks for being a true news reporter. I appreciate that. Heard about the rumors of a silent civil war in China. Gunfire was heard in Beijing during the last 2 days. Lots of troops converted. Yeah, no, it's not a civil war in China. There is an attempt of coup d'etat in Beijing, which I don't expect it to be successful against Xi Jinping, but some people are going to disappear. And the next few days will be key. Of course, we'll be focusing on that as things kick off. The IRGC slaughtered thousands, screw diplomacy with them. It's not diplomacy, it's a surrender deal. Why is everybody freaking out about these talks? I was going to say this was my idea, but I did come up with it. Not that the White House are listening to me, they also know the same thing. But I said this 2 weeks ago. The United States need to go right outside Iran, then tell them, would you like to talk? That's the only way to corner them. And they've already done it. They are trapped.
No,
these IRGC guys are such clowns. Don't threaten Israel with a good time. I know. What are you thinking? Where is the president, by the way? Hang on. FF's for F's comedy gold, mate. Yeah. Let me just double check on the Oval Office. Nope. We have no idea where the president is right now. Okay. That doesn't help us. Anyway. Unless some emergencies happen and he has to postpone his national address. I made a new revolution song for you all on my channel. Poppy Snoot, check him out. Oh my god, the next super chat. You ready? It's Goldie. Play Verpiche. Or the translation, push on. Okay, well, we have to wait for the president anyway. In case you joined us late, we are expecting President Trump to make an address from the Oval Office in the White House imminently, about 32 minutes ago. While we wait for the president, let's go to one of our revolutionary songs with English subtitles, Verpiche.
ایران غرق انقلاب است. کشور ما، تاریخ ما، تفسیر گر فرا گرفته، گویی اهورا مستا دوباره در نور خود مرا گرفته. اکنون سرودی سر میدهم باز فارغ از رنج و تشویش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش.
Map 77 was for Norman, Divine,
کشیده درها بگذار هر دم به قرند گرگ ها دم لباس میش ایران قرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ایران قرق انقلاب است به پیش به پیش به پیش ای کارگر ای برزگر راحت قانون ادامه دارد
Right, okay, we might have to hang on.
از هر سو بر تو میبارد هستیش به سوی آزادی از بحر خزر تا چین.
Okay, so just a quick thing, I have to interrupt this as we are getting a new update in terms of what is happening with the Americans because we can now confirm that F-35As landed in Portugal.
Yeah, that's my
from
country.
The Vermont Air National Guard jets. They are now on their way to the Middle East. So that's also an additional, that's going to be interesting because obviously with everything that's been happening with the speculations around the bombers as well, the B-52 bombers who are also on their way apparently, there is going to be, again, don't listen to those who are telling you, we know something will happen tonight, right now.
The
But
experts.
I can now say, as of tonight, from now, for the next few days, for the next week, it could be any night. Now, I haven't been
Looking
saying this
forward
until
to
now
it.
because the last week, there's been a lot of crazy people on social media saying, oh, it's tonight, it's tonight, it's tonight. No, no, no. But as of tonight, or technically tomorrow, Friday, anything could happen, and it doesn't mean
Very
it will be
exciting.
the United States. It could be the Islamic Republic starting it first. But it's also likely that the United States might start it. So anything from the next few hours, which will be Friday, doesn't necessarily mean it will be now or tonight, but it's highly likely some stuff might kick off soon. I obviously bringing in a stick to a gunfight, literally. That's not even a metaphor. My city, Ormia Lake, looks like the United Kingdom. Oh, it does, doesn't it? That's quite interesting. How do I not know this? I've only just realized. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the lake in Ormia. That literally looks like the United Kingdom. That's hilarious.
Huh?
I mean, without the Irish part, but no. It looks like Great Britain. Yeah, not the United Kingdom. That's hilarious.
I don't see
This
it.
also looks like my living room. I don't know why there's a random corridor, but you know. That looks like something else actually.
Venus?
Okay, let's not play that game because we'll be here all night. Did you hear in Germany a Jewish actress was excluded from a film? She is too controversial and stands up for Israel. It's a shame. But she's controversial because she stands up for Israel in Germany of all places? How is that controversial? What is going on? The most pro-Jewish nation in Europe, well, one of them at least, the top 3 pro-Jewish nation, Germany, they cancelled someone for being pro-Israel. Well, I'll have to do some digging on that. Talk about the wealth and hypocrisy of the Islamic leadership and their families. We could talk about that for hours. Atheists here, I want your people to be successful. I still can't trust Trump. You don't have to trust him. He's the leader of the free world. He'll do whatever he wants to do. Be careful, he's dangerous. He's not dangerous. He's President Trump, but for the love of God. I don't think you guys have met anybody dangerous. I can take you to Iran. There's a guy with a big beard. He's dangerous. Not your democratically elected president. I mean, so many deaths when the move should have been done weeks ago. No, no, no. That would have been a terrible idea. The people who don't understand geopolitics, let alone the military parts of it, but you don't need to understand military, you just need to understand geopolitics, who were going around saying, now President Trump should have acted last week, 2 weeks ago. Like, really? After the 12-day war, you expect the United States, with limited troops, to just randomly do airstrikes on the IRGC bases or whatever, or some government buildings, and expect to topple the regime. Even right now, with massive mobilization of the troops, it's still a gamble. There is no guarantee.
Gamble.
There's still a possibility that the regime might drag this on for centuries. Because they're going to find a way to go on the ground. They're going to find a way to do guerrilla campaigns. And those who say, well, no, let's just, like, we should have attacked them 2 weeks ago. It's not a video game. It doesn't work that way.
Is there only
That's why right
one
now,
example?
even right now, you must have, and clearly the White House knows this,
Could be two.
you must have different waves of attacks. And they have said that they're considering the first wave to be the ballistic missile and, of course, the nuclear programs. Hit them, destroy them, distraction as well, because they have to go and defend those areas. Because they really care. While they're doing that, then hit government buildings, maybe send in special forces to do extraction, whatever you want to do. There should be different waves of attacks. Cyber attacks, obviously, bring down the actual infrastructure in Iran. Israelis then could go in afterwards, do whatever they want to do with their targeted assassinations. You can't just drop bombs in Iran and say, well, there we go, we saved the Iranian people. That would have been a terrible idea. Yeah, someone says, this is interesting, the last comment said, Trump is dangerous, but he should have acted. They say, so apparently Trump is dangerous, but you're saying he should have acted sooner? How does that work? How is Trump dangerous? And also, yeah, we should give him more weapons. Where did Tusi say that plane went? Well, it's literally underneath the screen, the bottom of the screen, breaking. Iranian government plane urgently flies to Moscow. And unless you're talking about a different plane. But I think we've only been talking about one plane, the government plane. And also we showed you on the map when it landed. We could go back, by the way, because if you go to Moscow, did they move Moscow? Where does it go? Oh, it's there. I thought they just moved it. If you go here and then play back, what time? 10. Now let's do 9:55, just to be safe. 50. That was too late. Too late. There we go. There we go. That's the plane, which landed. Oh my God. Hang on. It's coming. That's the plane. There we go. Let's follow this. That's the government plane. Going, going, going. Landing in Moscow. And it's gone. There we go. Now disappeared. So that was the government plane from Tehran going to Moscow. Now, or as some people in the south in the US would say, Moscow. I'm not really sure why. Why cow? Moscow. It does sound good though. Moscow. It doesn't sound like Moscow, but yeah, Moscow. So, common words: Shah, Besharam, Ajnabi, plenty more. All these are the common words between Persian and Hindi. Interesting.
Okay. I will be peacing out now. I'm gonna go have lunch and whatever else. Okay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See you.